And it's welcome again, or welcome for the first time if you're joining us for the second match of the Saturday schedule of this tri-series competition between Estonia, Switzerland and Finland. First game today between the hosts Finland and Estonia ended in a comprehensive defeat for Estonia. Finland taking their first T20I win fairly comprehensively in the end, getting home in the 16th over, chasing 118. And now they've got the challenge of the Swiss in front of them. The Swiss have not lost yet. They played 2 games yesterday against both Switzerland, or 1 game against each of Switzerland and Finland and Estonia, and won them both. So they currently top the table. They have won the toss this afternoon and have decided to insert Finland, and it's going to be Stella Sheridan, who scored 33 in the win over Estonia, to face the first delivery, which is going to come from Mundra, who comes in from the Kerava end, right arm over, and it's just looped into the offside, shall we say, for a couple of runs to get the Finns underway. To start with, Parinta Mundra, the opening bowler, will run through the teams for you at an appropriate moment. But a reminder, if Finland can win this, they will go level with Switzerland at the top of the table, with just Estonia to play for the Swiss left this afternoon. As Mundra comes in again to Sheridan, beats her outside the off stump, just fiddling at that one a little bit. Floaty delivery, but managing to get some bounce on the ball as well. So Switzerland in their red tops and black trousers. Nice contrast to the 2 blues of Estonia and Finland. On a warm afternoon now, as Mundra bowls are wide. It's warmed up significantly since this morning. It was absolutely perfect for the game that kicked off at 9 o'clock earlier today. But temperatures have risen now, probably mid to late 20s, 26 or so, 27. And the breeze still thankfully with us, but not quite as blustery as it was earlier. But still perfect conditions for cricket. Now this is skied. This should be a chance. There's 2 fielders under it, and they've both failed to capitalise on that chance. And Sheridan gets a life there. 3 off 3 then. Finland chasing down 118 in the 16th over in their game against Estonia earlier on today. As Mundra comes in, and Rea Kula just waits on that one. And defends it out into the offside. Very impressive batting performance from the Finns in the first game. They need to replicate that today against the Swiss. As Mundra comes in, Rea Kula is cutting into the offside. Possible chance of a single, but they decline it. Power play overs, don't forget, of course. First 6, 2 fielders allowed outside the ring. As far as I can see from my vantage point, 2 of those are out on the onside, cow corner and deep square leg. This one's down the leg side though. Swiss keeper Franziska Kumberg standing just away behind the stumps to Mundra. As she comes in now. A loopy delivery which beats Kula, and that ends the first over. And Finland off to a reasonable start, then 5 without loss after the first over. So the Finnish lineup is as this: Tragila Mulapati, Hayen Nguyen, Stella Sheridan, Rea Kula, Anchal Kula, Divija Unhale, Lea Martin, Mira Sastamoinen, Minna Stolt, Pragati Bandari and Tina Leskinen are the 11. And for Switzerland, Lila Pickard, Franziska Kumberg, Megan Rajan, Elizabeth Fulton, Divya Srikumar, Parinta Mundra, Danashi Medagada, Samia Dabul Kaba, Naina Meti Sayu, Saranya Kota and Meti Fernandez. And it will be Rajan to take the second over. From the residential end here at Kerava, in bright sunshine with a lush green outfield. Just a few clouds in the sky. She comes in now. And he's bowled it. Bowled it. She's gone over the top of that one, really. It's just snuck under. She threw it up above the eye line and it dipped on the batter. And Stella Sheridan with the cross bat shot just went over the top of it, really. And she's managed to bowl her first ball. So a terrific start for Rajan, Meghna Rajan. And her first wicket and the first for Switzerland as Sheridan goes for 3. And Switzerland strike early, 3 off 4 balls for Sheridan. As ever with these, with any batter, if you throw the ball up above the eye line, it can often be more deceptive than anything, often luring the batter into a bit of a false sense of security and feeling that this is something they should capitalise on, only for it to dip in front of their eyes. And Unhale is the new batsman, Divija Unhale, and she's going to face Rajan, who comes in number 7 on her back, and she's pushing forward to that one outside off stump, just very watchfully and carefully. Beg your pardon, it's Lea Martin who's in. Keep getting her name wrong today. No, although that looks like Divija Unhale to me. On the scorecard it's showing as Martin. Just driving that one beautifully into the onside, picking up a quick single. That is most certainly Divija Unhale out there, not Lea Martin. So I'll just alter that for you on the scorecard if possible. Kula then to face Rajan. She has a bit of a sweep at that one, but goes very straight and in the air, and it's another single. She drops that one down a bit more, Rajan, this time. Not teasing her too much with the flight. And that's a good first over for her. Finland 7 for 1. After 2 overs. And they'll be happy with an early breakthrough. Well, Switzerland. So Mundra it will be to continue. It's wide outside the off stump and left alone. Square cut into the offside from Rayakula, who plays that shot particularly well. Just a little early on that one, hence the ball going in front of square. Not great pace from Mundra at all, so quite a hard shot to play against her perhaps. She's in again, gives that lots of air once more down the leg side though, wide. Dabbed into the offside. No run. Tidy start then from Switzerland so far into the third over. Then got off to a bit of an explosive start in their chase against Estonia, putting on 30 for the first 3 overs. We're into the third now and they're at 8 for 1. So being tied down a little bit more by the Swiss opening pair. Is it a big appeal here? A bit of a swish across the line there, but looked to be going down leg side even from where I'm sat, which is not directly behind the bowler's arm. Should have the correction on screen for you now. Divija Unhale, the number 3 batter, and not Leah Martin as originally advertised. Mundra in, full ball outside off stump and wide. Bit of breeze around, a bit gusty at times, which can make life a little harder sometimes for the bowlers as they run in, but nothing too extreme, I'm glad to say. Just a beautiful Saturday, sunny Saturday afternoon here in Kerava, the home of Finnish cricket. Looking for that cut shot she plays so well again, but missing out on this occasion. Plenty of noise in the field, you might be able to pick some of that up. Switzerland, though, they've made a fine start here. Mundra into the final ball of her over. Notwithstanding any extras, of course. She comes forward to that one, and it's spooned up in the air, and it's caught at short extra cover, and they've lost one of their danger batters, Finland. Rayakula just getting a little bogged down, perhaps, by the slow scoring rate and the good bowling, and she just tried to go over the top of the infield, and just spooned it up, really, to the fielder in the ring, and she departs. Finland's second wicket down. Rayakula for 1 off 9 deliveries, and Switzerland pick up their second wicket in the third over. That is indeed the end of that third over. Finland 9 for 2 then, in a bit of trouble early on. So Trajula Mulapati, the captain, comes to the crease. Two experienced players now for Finland. Very talented, both of them, and been playing a long time. So this is where They're going to have to make that experience count for Finland, just to get them back on the straight and narrow now after this early wobble. And build a partnership. As Rajan comes in now, very elegant action, tall bowler, gets a beautiful stride in, lovely high action. Watching her bowling in the nets just before the start, looked very impressive. Very beautiful classical action. Steady approach as she's in now. Tall and high and clipped into the onside. Hand to head from the bowler, but no danger in that one, just a good ball. That's again a full toss high above the eye line, but this time Divija Unhale just waits on it and is a misfield on the boundary. It's also given no ball above hip height, and so Finland capitalised there. She got hold of that nicely, did the batter. She middled it. It was over-pitched. Well, didn't pitch at all, in fact. And hands to the head, misfield on the boundary. Allows the 4. Drags this one down a little bit, but she's going backward of square now, and that could be racing away to the boundary. It's a terrific shot. She really just helped that on its way. It dropped a little bit short, so just trying to overcompensate perhaps the bowler for the previous full toss, and dragging it down a little bit and onto the leg side, and Unhale just helped herself really, turned it round the corner. That's a really nice shot. I'll give them a shot of confidence now. That's doubled their score in a matter of 2 or 3 balls. Quick single taken, good running. Just pushing forward to that, a bit of an inside edge. But the captain Mulapati was alert to that and got herself to the end sharpish. So good cricket. Couple of boundaries. Steady batting. Old heads, they'll need this, Finland, just to push them now through the rest of the power play. Bit of bounce again from the tall Rajan. And watchful from Mulapati, the captain, there to complete that over and see off Rajan's second. At the end of the 4th over then, 19 for 2, 10 coming from it. And thankfully from Finland's perspective, no wickets. So a little bit of consolidating to be done by these two experienced players. Got to change your bowling. Medagodo is coming on. At the care of an end. A longish run, full toss, turned around the corner. There is a fielder inside the ring at short fine leg, and it goes straight to her. So no run. Slight missed opportunity perhaps there, because you've just got to get it past that fielder, and you're down the slope here for 4 runs. She'll have that in mind though. As the keeper, Kumberg, adjusts the field a little bit. Nice shot just into the offside, but no attempt to take a single there. Commentator, the captain, perhaps the keeper taking over a few field placing duties while the captain concentrates on bowling. She's in now, short, and it's just defended. Onto the back foot, and again just defending into the offside. Unhale watchful here. Still lots of noise out in the field amongst the Swiss fielders. Quite rightly so as well. One more here, and they'll be really into the Finnish batting lineup as Unhale pushes into the offside for a single. Bringing the fielder in close now, short mid-wicket for this final ball of the over. Which tickles the thigh pad and gives them a leg by Finland to end that over. Tidy one from Medagoga, the captain. And Finland move to 21 for 2 after 5 overs, just one left in this power play. Right, another change of bowling then. This is Dabolka. Replacing Rajan as she goes short and wide down leg side. This one is outside the off stump. She's readjusted her line nicely, left alone by Mulapati, the batter. Another tall bowler, 77 on her back. She puts her back into that one as well, which is hoisted to backward square leg, and it's just put down by the fielder there. Her hands above her head. Couldn't grasp it. Claps all round though from the bowler and the rest of the fielders. Good effort. Just probably got a leading edge on that one. Shorter, and that gets up off the pitch. And Mulapati not the tallest, so that's getting up around the rib cage. Dabolka is quite a tall bowler, and as we've said before in that first game, you can extract quite a bit of bounce on this Kerava wicket, even off not too much pace. That's short again, that's got up above the neck, and it's actually gone down leg side, so called a wide for that reason. Fuller this time, down leg side, she's appealing. I'm not sure what for. They're going to pick up a couple of byes though here for sure, at least. Let's see what the umpire's signal is. He's signalling leg by, so it was off the pad, so the appeal was legitimate. However, probably going way down leg side. decent delivery, left alone. As she hurries back to her mark, Dabholkar. Apart from that first ball and the odd one, it's been a pretty decent over so far. That one's nice and on the money, full, and nothing that Mulipati can do except defend that one. End of the over then, 27 for 2 after 6 overs, so that's after the end of the power play. So not what Finland would have wanted. Both openers gone. Sheridan for 3, Rea Kula for 1. Medagoda is going to continue. Some adjustments in the field. As she comes in, right arm over, and she shapes to go forward to that, does Unhale. In the end, just waits on it and can only defend. Keeper very busy behind the stumps, just readjusting the field, tinkering with it a little bit. Captain is the one bowling, so perhaps she's concentrating on those duties as she comes in now. This is outside off stump, and it's a nice cut shot, well fielded indeed, brilliant. That could have easily gone all the way. It was a nice shot, wide and full out, wide and short outside off stump. I think that's probably Rajan there who's fielded. It was number 7, terrific stuff. She saved a couple of runs at least for her side there. Full delivery, teasing the batter, who doesn't succumb to the temptation, just defends it again. And then once more, just outside off stump, very full delivery. Batter happy just to defend it for now. Just seeing off this pair, perhaps, trying to consolidate after the loss of 2 early wickets. Outside off stump, but too wide this time from Medagoda, and that's another score, another extra to the tally. Short, oh, and pulled straight to the fielder at short mid-wicket, who, I'd say that was a chance. It looked like it from here, but it was a tough one. She absolutely middled that one. Again, that full delivery that Mulipati is just happy to see off for now. Ends Medagoda's over, and 7 have gone, 29 for 2. So going along at a slow rate at the moment, Finland, but of course still plenty of time to go. They'll look to be accelerating towards the end. And after the fall of the 2 openers, it's just a job of consolidating for the moment for this pair, which they have done. Kula fell the last wicket in the 3rd over. We're now about to start the 8th over. Dabholkar will continue into her 2nd now. She goes full with that one, and Unhale just defends. Noticeable the number of extras so far, 11. As she goes short, and she has a bit of a attempt at a back foot drive there, but didn't quite get to it. Sort of caught between a cut and a back foot drive, really. In the end, it just sailed past her through to the keeper. This one's clipped off her legs though nicely. They should pick up at least one here as the fielder runs in from deep mid wicket to field, and it is indeed just a single. Good ball, but well played. Just stretching to that one, just to dab it into the offside, and calls Unhale through for a quick single, which she makes easily. Good cricket. Another good delivery, right up into the toes. Just squeezing that one out, but straight to the fielder. Again, that's Rajan in the covers, who's playing a big part in this already. That one's a nice little tickle off the legs. Now, if they push this, no, it's just going to be a single. So just restricting the boundaries at the moment, Switzerland from Finland, which is very good. They're in a strong position at the moment, 32 for 2 after 8. So you can work out the run rate quite easily for that. They need to up that beyond or northwards of 6 really to push on to a good total. Now these two have consolidated a little bit after that the fall of the last wicket in the 3rd over. You would expect them to perhaps now to try and push on as Medagoda continues into her 3rd now. That's a good shot. That should pick up a boundary. It's a really nice shot. She just waited on it and flicked it round the corner, really. Sort of stand-up sweep in a way. And that's a welcome boundary for Finland. Just straying down leg side and helping herself to a boundary, which helps the score on for Finland. Well, I'm delighted to say that we'll get the view of one of the Swiss squad in a moment, who was with us and joined us in the commentary, I was going to say commentary box, Natalie Clark. I was going to say, sorry, Sincere Clark, is that correct? That is correct. Oh, she'll correct me in a moment, I do apologise. I said join us in the commentary box, join us in what's known as the commentary sauna. As we're here in Finland, we have to have a sauna wherever we are, Natalie, so welcome to the one at the cricket ground. So we won't keep you too long, we promise. I'll talk to Natalie in a moment. It's lovely to have her here. We'll keep an eye on this over for now from Medagoda. Finland at 37 for 2. As this one is called wide. Unhale moves on to 19 from 23. Mulapati's been a lot more watchful, 3 off 14. The captain just trying perhaps to bed herself in after that couple of early wickets, but now we're approaching the halfway stage, and you think acceleration has to come now. That's a loopy full delivery, which sails past the off side for another wide. Plenty of noise still out in the field, as you'd expect. Switzerland will feel that they're well on top here in terms of restricting at least the run rate. And again, though, that is a gift. It's just another wide outside the off stump. Loopy delivery, just dabbed into the offside, but straight to the field. It's that person again, Rajan. Superb, she seems to be everywhere in the field. And no run is taken. So Mulapati, I think, is going to have to open her shoulders a little bit soon here. 3 off just 15. Finland really need to accelerate from this point on, with plenty of batting to come still. But the bowling's been good so far. That is not called wide, must have clipped something perhaps on the way through. Still a couple left in this over here. Don't forget, still one more game to come this afternoon. Switzerland will be playing Estonia after this. Kick-off will start at around 5:30, we're told, as Mulapati again is happy to defend. Estonia beaten earlier by Finland by 7 wickets. So they're yet to get off the mark in terms of the points table. Switzerland sitting at the top with 4, Finland with 2. And again, just a little defensive shot into the offside. And that completes that over. 9 gone, 40 for 2. And now I can formally introduce to you Natalie, who can tell me how to pronounce your surname apart from the Clark bit.
It's St. Cyr Clark.
St. Cyr Clark, beautiful name. Well, thank you very much for joining us, Natalie. Lovely to have you. You played yesterday.
Yes, we did. We played 2 games yesterday.
Yeah, and you were involved in those.
Yeah, I opened the batting in both games.
Yeah, and I think you top scored in one of them, certainly, was it?
I think the first game.
The first game.
The second game was not as good as the first, from my perspective, but obviously we're very happy to have won both games yesterday.
Well, it's nice to have you here, and we'll just, on behalf of everyone, welcome you again. I hope you're having a pleasant weekend so far, and it's not too hot, but thank you for making the long journey. And as I said earlier, if you were with us for the first match, very grateful to the likes of associate nations like Finland, helping out us here in Finland and other parts of Europe with our development. Obviously, cricket's got a longer history in Switzerland than in Finland, but we're trying our best to catch you guys.
Well, I mean, I think definitely, Switzerland has been playing cricket for a long time, but this setup that we have with the women is quite new, and there's been a lot of investment and effort put into the development of the women's and girls' game in Switzerland in recent years. And I mean, if you had seen us a couple of years ago, we definitely wouldn't have been performing like this, definitely not gelling as a team, because we wouldn't have known each other as well as we do now. But the way that we're playing, I think, is a testament to the effort that not only ourselves have put in, but everyone else back in Switzerland behind the scenes. Well,
that's great to hear. We were talking with Dave Robson of Estonian cricket about, what needs to be in place for development, and to see the journey or the progress you've made in 2 years is encouraging for everybody, of course. And as I say, we're hoping to go along the same lines as well. But I think generally women's cricket over the last few years, not just in these associate nations, but just all around the world, it's the rate at which it's accelerating in terms of progress is phenomenal.
Most definitely. And so I'm lucky enough to work from home, and so YouTube is on all the time, watching cricket, especially women's cricket. I watch a lot of the county games that are happening in England, and it's fantastic that it's so easily accessible right now.
Should say we're underway in Lords at the moment. India playing England in a 50-over one-day international, the very top of the game. But the interest, I can tell you, just whether it's in India, Australia, England in women's cricket is huge now, and hopefully that trickles down to these associate nations in the rest of Europe.
Yeah, I think so. I think we take a lot of inspiration from those more developed countries. I myself went to the Oval a couple of weeks ago to watch England-India T20, and it was quite full. And I think, yeah, maybe a couple of years ago it wouldn't have been so full. But loads of kids, loads of families, and even just loads of men just by themselves wanting to watch good cricket, which is, again, a fantastic sign of how far women's sport has come.
Yeah, and a couple of years ago, they actually probably wouldn't even been playing at the Oval. So it tells you, just to keep you up to date with Saranya has started her over now at this end, number 12, into her first. We're approaching the halfway stage, 48 for 2. We'll talk with Natalie again in just a moment as she throws this one up. And it's just defended out into the offside. Normally then in the summer you obviously have a lot more cricket playing nations within a closer proximity to you in Switzerland, so what other nations would you be looking to play in a normal summer in Switzerland?
I think coming up we have tentatively organised something against Luxembourg. I think Norway will be involved. I think maybe Finland too. So that will be after this tournament. We'll have a little bit of the rest. We have our domestic league still to finalise. I think there are a few games to be played, and then we have the final on the 23rd of August. So that, again, another good spectacle of how far cricket in Switzerland has come. And then the Luxembourg tour, and then I'm not sure after that. I think we're trying to arrange a few other things, perhaps. I'm not sure if it's confidential, so I don't know if I should say, but
we'll edit it out.
In the pipeline.
Well, we were very grateful to have some of the Swiss juniors come over to play my Finnish under-15s team a few weeks ago, which was fantastic for us because that was a first for the Finns. But that all this helps, and we were talking about just having the opportunity to give experience to so many people. The junior setup, the clubs, following from the men, there are quite a lot of clubs in Switzerland, aren't there, and clubs with junior sides as well. Are those clubs putting out women's sides as well yet?
Quite a few of them are. The club that I play for, Cossonay, has quite a good setup in terms of having both men's, women's, juniors, junior girls. But obviously we try as much as possible to encourage as many juniors to get involved, because obviously we're not going to play forever. So we need.
Yes, you are.
Well, not.
Well, then you're going to go into coaching, Natalie, and we see you here in a few years' time, bringing your young junior ladies team.
This is not a bad idea. At all. But yeah, so I think there's still a lot more work to be done in terms of, especially junior girls. I think Russell, our coach, has a good setup up in Basel. It has quite a few junior teams going on, different age groups, and we need to look to emulate that in the rest of the country as well.
What about in schools? You obviously have quite a few major population centres: Basel, Zurich, Geneva. I played years ago in a place called Winterthur over there. It's not far from Zurich, is it? So, does it get into the schools at all?
From my understanding, not as deep yet as it could be, but I've heard that there is a plan to, especially in the international schools, there's quite a lot of,
course.
I don't want to use the term expats, but expats, who perhaps already have an interest in cricket. So it would be quite an easy, market to tap into. But there is definitely a plan to expand that development rather than just relying on the clubs to recruit. Maybe have the clubs going into the schools, make life so much easier for everyone, and engage an untapped audience.
Absolutely, untapped audience, and it's huge. You think about, we're talking with Dave Robson of Estonia about the work they've done in schools in Estonia, which has been fantastic. I know we've done a lot here in Finland to try and go into schools. Untapped potential. There's some countries, we are fighting a losing battle sometimes because the world's second biggest sport. People in our nations don't really understand it necessarily, do they? But once they do get it, it can only improve. I'll just bring you up to date. Halfway, we've had a drinks break at the 10 over point, 49 for 2 Finland, so a bit of a struggle. But Unhale and Mujapati are still there. We have got Mundra coming back, having opened the bowling earlier on. She's bowling outside the off stump now into her third over. And just looking at the state of the game out here, you'd be very happy with this, wouldn't you?
Yeah, we're definitely very happy. We came in with a game plan, and the girls that are out there at the moment are executing it quite nicely. The bowling has been somewhat consistent, which is what we're looking for. Don't want to give away too many extras, but also keeping that field tight, not giving away unnecessary runs. So yeah, happy how things are going, and just looking to keep the target as low as possible to make it easier on the batter.
Yeah, I mean, you mentioned the field. It is worth us mentioning it. You've got one person out at deep square leg, but a very tight inner ring on the leg side there, and basically saying to the batters, right, go over the top of us, see what you've got, which is not a bad approach at all. This time it's appeal for LBW, and she's given. It looked, even from this slight angle, pretty plumb to me. It was just one of those that sort of...
I wasn't sure if I was allowed to celebrate whilst being like
well,
there.
we wouldn't hold...
stay neutral.
We wouldn't hold it against you at all. And Mulapati has gone. Well, she did her very best there to reconsolidate for Finland, and she did a very good job of doing so, having lost those 2 early wickets. But she's fallen now, and that means that's the 3rd wicket down. 50 for 3. Of course, you can celebrate. That's what it's all about, isn't it? So 3rd one down. Who we got coming in now? Let's just have a look. Leah Martin, it looks like, who is coming in officially now, although she was slated down as coming in earlier, despite a little error on the scorecard. But she now is out there wearing number 34 on her back. I think they were confused between the 24 and the 34 earlier, that's why. So, on top, Switzerland here. Mundra into her 3rd over with that field still very tight on the leg side. She pushes that one, though, just down the leg side past the batter, and it is called a wide. Just 3 on the offside, and they're all pretty close as well. Only one fielder out at deep square leg. You talked about a game plan there, Natalie. You're going to let us in on what that was?
I'm not sure I should.
Okay.
Sometimes I can talk too much, but I think right now I'll be a bit more discreet.
Well, quite rightly too. But whatever it is, they're executing it perfectly at the moment, because it's a struggle to get the ball away. Batting on this pitch, it offers quite a bit of bounce. And one thing I've noticed from 2 of your bowlers at least, they're getting quite a lot of bounce because they're tall, and particularly your opening bowler Rajan, who's got a beautiful high action. She gets a lot of bounce on that. Is that something you've talked about too?
Yeah, I mean, it can be quite intimidating, if that ball is bouncing up into you. It definitely makes the batters second guess kind of what shot they can play safely. So yeah, definitely getting it. Obviously, we don't want to hurt anyone, but getting it into bodies, it gives us another tool in our armour, I guess. So no, the pitch is definitely helping us with our bowling as well and our attack.
Well, it's been very impressive so far. This one is just dabbed into the offside again, no run, and it's all or nothing at the moment, really. Singles and the odd boundary, but Finland need to really put their foot down at some point. From this stage, Natalie, what position, what score would you be happy limiting them to from here?
Under 100. It would be quite an easy target for us to reach quite quickly. Put less pressure on the batters, enable us to relax when they're at the crease, and it will just make playing that much more enjoyable for them. And again, it will enable them to score more runs, I think, because as with everyone, once you have a particular target in mind and you're tense, then you might make the wrong decisions and you might make the job harder than it needs to be. But if we know we've got a fairly decent target to chase, the batters are going to be more relaxed, and I think they'll be able to achieve it more quickly than otherwise.
Would you see your strengths more as a bowling or a batting unit?
It's a difficult question to answer. I think we're pretty strong in both. We have quite a good depth of field. We've got a lot of bowlers, a lot of people who can bowl at good pace, good lengths, and also vary the bowling when necessary, but at the same time, we have people who can play all types of shots around the field, and be able to capitalise on gaps when they appear. So I would say that we're quite competent in both. I wouldn't really put our strengths in one or the other.
Well, here's one strength, Rajan, who has looked mightily impressive to me. She's come back for her third over now, bowling over the wicket. Again, the kick on that ball when it lands just turned into the onside for a single. What age is she? She's looks a fantastic prospect.
She's fantastic. She's 16.
Wow.
And honestly, for the rest of us old people, she's an inspiration to us. She's at such a young age. She's already a leader, you know, in the team. Well, she's vice captain for a reason.
Wow.
And you know, she shows us kind of how to take the game on, how to manage the game, and just how to give it your all with every ball. So no, we're very, very grateful to have her inside.
There are on all three sides some incredible young talent on show, and it's terrific to see, because there needs to be that next generation. Of course, Rajan here, we've talked about slightly older, but Elizabeth Fry at Estonia and her talent, Rhea Kulau, one of our opening bowlers and batters, terrific player as well, and her sister. So it's great to see, and it's nice to hear that you're talking about her in such mature terms as well.
She is, for her age, in cricketing terms, she's extremely mature. I don't need to, you can see for yourself.
Yeah. What is she bowling generally? Is she mixing it up quite a lot? You must have faced her in the nets once or twice.
To be honest, I have not.
Have you not?
Her in the
Okay.
nets. Actually, that's a lie. I did face her in one of the domestic games. There's a little bit of spin on it. But I was told to, you know, open my stance a little bit and watch it, and you'd be able to deal with it. Maybe not get a boundary, but singles, twos.
But she really gets bounce on it. She's just beautiful action. Anyway, another great over from her. 3 overs, 1 for 15, 54 for 3 Finland. If I can keep you for another couple of overs, Natalie, that would be lovely. I'll let you get out and get some fresh air before the innings ends, because it's getting a bit hot in this commentary shed, as Finland continue to tiptoe along, really. 54 for 3, just 3 off that last over, 3 off the one before. We had a good over prior to that where 8 came, but it's been very much a case of finding scoring difficult, and that's reflected in the field that's been set here, very tight in that inner ring, and only the one fielder out for Unhale, who has played some exquisite shots this weekend, and she's very capable and experienced batter, so she perhaps might need to start putting some willow to it now, as we see Meti Saju come in. Short ball, and she does exactly that, although straight to that fielder that we mentioned. Oh, slight fumble, which might allow them to come back for 2. And it does. So Naina Meti Saju into her first over.
She's another young one that has come on leaps and bounds as well.
What age is she?
She's also 16.
Okay, wow.
And yeah, the young girls, they're getting. I mean, everyone's getting better and better with every game we play. But the young girls especially, like, they always bring so much energy, always keen to, you know, get out there first, and again, inspirational, and it keeps the old people on their toes.
It keeps you, shall we veterans, shall we say, from getting too resting on your laurels too much, because there's one thing they've got, and that is bags of energy.
Yeah,
that's for sure.
That's one thing that I need to get more of.
But you know, that's
in my old age.
That's great that you have this this spread. That one is a full delivery, just clipped around the corner. Again, found the fielder directly once more. But she, again, looks to have quite a nice action. Runs in, bit slingy, but she's all working parts, which is great to see. 2 16-year-olds in tandem here, which is terrific. And we're into the 13th over with a run rate under 5.
I don't know if you know this fact, but Naina's mother is number 11, Meti, so they're on the phone together now.
Okay, well, we have a mother and daughter combination in the Estonian squad too. So we don't have one in the Finnish.
Okay.
So
we could have completed the hat trick
we
then.
could have done. Well, that's terrific to see, and that's how it works, isn't it? You know, handing it down to your kids and hoping that they take on this lovely game that we enjoy. It took me a while to get my lad, but now he's hooked. 14. So he'll be playing. Well, he played against your juniors a few weeks ago when the Swiss Stars, they were called, came to visit us, and we had a terrific weekend as this fiddling outside the off stump nearly produces a caught behind. Natalie was ready to go up there.
Now that I'm permitted to celebrate,
Of course, we want to hear some passion on the airwaves. And wow, again, the talent that you brought over. A couple of very young, a leg spinner, for example, who was honestly just sensational. Some real great talent. So we're very grateful to the Swiss Cricket Federation helping to grow the game up here in the north of Europe this summer. And we welcome you back anytime, of course, as Mehdi Saju just goes wide with that one.
Yeah, we were not expecting such a nice summer, to be honest.
Yeah, it's a good job he didn't come in June, is all I can say.
Okay.
But we're doing nicely. I expect it's sweltering in Central Europe now, is it? Where?
Yeah, it was very hot when we left.
Chance airish, but past the fielder, Rajan, at point. So this is running away towards the boundary. She will cut it off, though, with a slide. And they'll content themselves with 2. Good throw as well from the longish boundary over there. Has it been particularly hot in Switzerland the last few weeks?
It has. It's been in the 30s. But The good thing about Switzerland is there are numerous lakes, so many opportunities to cool off.
Like here. I hope you get dipping in a lake somewhere on your visit to Finland. Half the population are in a lake at the moment.
Yeah. Hopefully we have some time to sightsee after tomorrow.
That would be lovely. As this ball is beaten, they're outside the off. So she's given.
Yes.
Given it. Umpire's finger goes up. Celebration. 4th wicket's gone. Just a little nibble at it. And enough to get some bat on it. And the 4th wicket tumbles for Finland. That is Leah Martin, who's gone for 3, I believe. Struggling to see in this box with all the sun, but yeah, 3 off 8 deliveries. A few drinks being run on. It is actually very warm now. 26, 27, I think, probably. Still some breeze. And Switzerland very much on top here, but still 7 overs to go after this for Finland to try and get themselves into 3 figures. As another plane heads on into Helsinki-Vantaa Airport. So the new batter is high in Nguyen. Left-hander, very powerful hitter. And a very good bowler on a day, but she's suffering with an injury, which I think has been preventing her from bowling. But she's coming out to bat here at number 6. Let's see how she deals with this Swiss bowling lineup. Indeed, how they go to the left-hander as well. Not a great change in the field, to be honest. Still quite a few on what was the leg side, now the offside to the left-hander. As she goes big with this one and straight through mid-wicket. There's a chase on for the fielder. She pulls it back. They resist a second, which it probably could have taken. But Unhale Divija is quite happy to get herself on strike. She's 29 off 36, so very much the senior partner here. As the over ends, 13 gone, 63 for 4. So, although a wicket in that over, in terms of the runs, not a bad outcome for Finland. 9 coming from it. We'll give you one more over, Natalie, before releasing you from this sweat box in here. Estonia have to play later. That was a tight game yesterday.
Yeah, it was. I think we made it more difficult for ourselves than it needed to be. Several drop catches, almost emulating the West Indies there, which is not what we want at this moment in time.
At least it wasn't 27 all out.
Exactly. That is highly embarrassing. So my dad's from Barbados.
Okay, well, he was
so
spitting feathers then, wasn't he?
I was not happy at all with that. But no, we definitely made it difficult for ourselves. And for some reason, we found the batting quite challenging in the first half of the innings. Myself and Layla opened, and it was a slow start. And at one point, in my brain, I was thinking, are we going to get there? But you just have to keep going, just keep grinding out the runs. And I ran a lot, and once again, Megna came to the rescue, put on it 45 runs.
Wicket.
Excellent.
Caught it short mid-wicket, just skied one up in the air, I'm afraid, did Hyan, and she's gone. So she didn't hang around, 1 off 2. I mean, struggling on a different pitch you've never played on before, I mean, that was that part of it, do you think?
I obviously can't speak for anyone else. From my perspective, I think, because I was out on the boundary quite a lot, fielding, running around. Don't think I got the nutrition right. So it was just a real effort to concentrate, to make the right shot selections, and to run as hard as possible, in the first run. So I think cumulatively it was it took more out of me than perhaps in the first game. So the pitch itself is not too difficult to play, but it was just all the other factors that came into it for me. So my legs were a bit heavy towards the end of that, but today's a new day, and if I'm playing in the second game, then I'll be ready to go.
Well, there's nothing that young cricketers could learn better than to be quite, to self-assess in the way that you have done there. Any sports person, of course, has to look at what they've done well and what they haven't done perhaps as well. So very honest assessment there, and something that you need to do constantly in cricket, as the new batter Minna Stolt gets straight off the mark with her first delivery. And this is the final over now for Rajan, the very impressive 16-year-old, as Natalie saying, vice captain as well, which is tremendous. And this is just tickled into the onside. Unhali really has to start going for it now, or at least very soon, if they're going to push up into 3 figures. But they'll be happy to see the back of Rajan, that's for sure, after this over. There's a slight breeze wafts across the ground here. Welcome. That one is sitting up nicely, and she's just turning that into the onside again. They've got the field right, and that's been something I think that's impressed me. The field placement has been pretty much spot on, I think, for this innings, Natalie.
Yeah, absolutely. I think between the captain, the vice captain, as I said, we do have a game plan, and they make their plan quite well, and they know kind of the strengths, more or less, of each batter that comes in. But also, maybe if it's someone that we haven't seen before, they're quite able to adapt quite quickly. So if we see that someone is very strong on the pull, then we'll adapt the field mid-over and make sure that even if they do pull off that shot, there's someone there to stop it. So yeah, credit to the excellent work of the captain, the vice captain, the coach, and then everyone else for kind of executing instructions.
Quite right. Now, I'm just going to tell you, Rajan has finished now, 4 overs, 2 for 17. She bat as well as she bowls?
Yes, she does.
She does. Oh, that's bad news then for the Finnish supporters listening to us today. I could talk to you for longer. It's up to you. You can go and get some fresh air if you wish, but I'll leave it entirely up to you, Natalie, as we see the last final 6 overs of this innings. Very happy
to you. If you want me to stay,
very happy to have you here, of course. and just giving us an insight into how Switzerland go about their business. It's fair to say that all teams learn off each other, and I'm sure the two teams in blue will be learning a lot off our Swiss visitors today. As Sheikh Kumar comes in. Oh, that's dabbled at outside the off stump, nibbled at. So Sri Kumar, that was a lively start. No shortage of bowling options, it seems, for you.
No, we've got quite a good depth in the bowling options. You know, as I said, everyone's been working really hard, but even those who are kind of more bowlers than batters are working on everything quite, you know, intensively to give us those options. So, you know, if by happenstance, for instance, there's a large fall of wickets early in an innings, then we know that we have people lower down the order that we can rely on, that we know can bat well. So that's also part of you know, the development that we've been doing, just making sure that yes, people have their strengths, but they can also do other things when called upon.
Yeah, depth so important these days in T20 cricket. When I was growing up playing, there was no such thing as T20, and you know, it's improved the game no end, absolutely. The level of fielding all across the world at all levels, you can't hide terrible fielders anymore. Everyone has to do all three skills. You know, when I was growing up, there was only two skills, batting and bowling, and as somebody that loved fielding, it always frustrated me, because, you know, it's probably the most important skill of all, being able to field as a wide goes through from... Yeah. And it's Mehdi Sadju. There was a error there, wasn't there, in the scorecard, so I gave somebody an over that hasn't had one yet. My apologies. She's into her second now.
No, but we definitely saw yesterday how important the fielding, like having a decent level of fielding can be, because as I said, we made it more difficult for ourselves, and if the fielding perhaps was slightly better, we would have kept Estonia to perhaps under 100 runs. It would have been easier and more relaxing to chase, but we got there eventually. But yeah, fielding absolutely important. It makes the difference, I think.
Well, you can always tell, I say, you can see when a side is a side when you see them in the field, and certainly you've looked like a unit out here as Unhale goes big into the onside, up in the air for a long time, but she gets away with it, and she's going to come back for a second. Those are the kind of shots now she's going to have to start pulling out of the locker if they're going to get themselves well past 100, Finland. So Mehdi Sadju in again. Quick run up, a little yelp as she bowls. Get a little bit of expanding the energy out of which, always a good thing, a good exhalation on delivery. But a welcome extra to the Finnish score. Their run rate yet to creep above 5. So they're going to have to accelerate that. Anything under 6, you fear, from what Natalie is saying, is going to be something they'll feel is comfortable for Switzerland to chase, as this one's dug out of the block hole into the onside for no run. Yeah, mentioning your dad there, for those who haven't been following, you know, the bigger picture of cricket, the West Indies, once one of the greatest teams the world's ever seen, in struggling a little bit in a series against Australia, bowled out for not quite a world record 27. Almost. One away.
One away.
I feel for your dad, but as an England supporter, we've been there. As Divija Unhale turns it around the corner for a good 2 runs. They've run well there.
Well, my dad is very super happy that I'm playing cricket now. He used to play cricket for according to him, for like England junior teams.
Right.
He grew up near the Oval actually.
Okay.
And he now regularly goes to watch Surrey. He's got his membership, so
Fantastic.
He goes during the day. He's retired, so he has plenty of time to,
lucky man.
to watch cricket.
Ideal life.
So yeah, a great way to bring the family together.
Was it he that introduced you to cricket?
Well, I always watched cricket growing up.
It was always on.
Of him, it was always on, and then he would play for a team with my family, so a lot of Bajans, and they go on tour around England. So I was dragged around the country watching my dad play cricket from a young age. I mean, we've mentioned the development of women's cricket. At the time when I was growing up, there wasn't much opportunity for me to play, and to be honest, I didn't really play. I maybe threw a few balls around the garden with my dad, but I never really played in a team. And it's only in the past couple of years that I've really played and taken it seriously and tried to be as good as I can be. So
It's in the blood.
it is in the blood somewhere.
I should shout out to one of the finest men in Finland, Ira Ebanks, who began almost cricket here in Finland. He was of West Indian origin, but grew up in London, met his Finnish wife, having toured for the West Indies in the 1950s with the West Indian side, and ended up, from what I understand, getting injured, being taken to hospital near the Oval, and meeting his wife, who was Finnish, working there, and came back to Finland and kick-started cricket way back in the 70s, when the only cricket in Finland was the British Embassy playing embassies around the world. So he's thankfully still with us, a legend of the game here. So it just shows, it just takes a spark, doesn't it, somewhere? And we hope you're well, Ira, if you're listening.
So there needs to be a statue of him somewhere here.
Yes. Hear to that. 75 for 5 then. We've got Saranya coming in, and a cross-batted swoop really onto that one by Minna Stolt, who gets through for the quick single. And urgently trying to get Unhali on strike. She's played a terrific innings so far, when a lot has been falling around her. 36 off 45 in the 16th over now. Let's see if she starts to open up a little bit. She's certainly got hold of that one. That's a terrific shot. And there's two fielders converging on it, and the despairing dive doesn't quite get there. So she really middled that one, Natalie. It sounded good off the bat.
Good. Nice compression off the bat there.
Yeah.
So what's cricket like in the rest of Finland outside of Helsinki?
Well, plenty of teams, dozens of teams around Finland. We have teams as far north as Oulu now, very active cricketers. That's a good 8-hour plus drive from here. And yeah, Turku have a junior programme going as well now, and a couple of teams over there as well on the west coast. So it's certainly spreading around the country. We have big distances to travel, of course, for many of them, but most of it's still concentrated in the greater Helsinki area. Going down the leg side, a bit of a swish at that one, which she could have done well to leave alone. 80 for 5. Do you think they're going to make the 100 here, Natalie? What's your guess?
If we keep the extras down, continue to keep the field tight, I don't think so.
Okay, so there we go. I reckon over 100. Ooh, was an appeal here. Almost fell over the ball somewhat. Got herself in a little bit of a tangle there. She moves into the 40s, Unhali. It's been a terrific innings so far, but 16 gone, 81 for 5. And I think, those 2 wickets right at the top were crucial, weren't they? And I mean, those power play wickets, they just slowed everything down. You've got to then start consolidating, which they did to an extent, but it's sometimes hard to get going again, isn't it?
Yeah, absolutely. Those 2 wickets were, we targeted them in the power play because we knew they were going to try and hit big, and there were opportunities for them to make mistakes in trying to get those runs on the board. So yeah, very happy that again our plan was executed as we hoped.
And you can tell us who's coming on now. Number 14. Got 14 on the back.
Yes.
Mundra. No. Who's this coming on?
Yeah.
It is Paramundra. Correct. Attempted sweep into the onside, beats the fielder inside the ring. They'll pick up at least one. They're going to come back for a second one. Good running.
I feel like I need some binoculars for him. My glasses aren't as effective.
No, I'm squinting into the sun, and if I put my cap on, I can't read the scorecard, and etc. etc. We shouldn't complain. It's a gorgeous day. It could be raining, so we shouldn't.
No, don't tempt. Don't tempt that.
Well, I can assure you the weather forecast is fantastic for today and tomorrow. Oof. Hanging the bat out at that one, a little bit stolt, and it goes through to the keeper. Notice the keeper very active in helping with the placement of field, and a lot of good communication amongst your players in the field.
Yeah, I mean, communication is key. We're looking out for each other, so if we spot that someone is perhaps in the wrong place, then no one's going to hesitate to say, hey, take a couple of steps back, or you know, to the side, or whatever. So yeah, looking out for each other, and just
Hey, look at Rajan now. See her just come close. I mean, that's it's good signs. It looks like a proper unit out there.
Yeah, that's our key to kind of gelling as a team. We try and kind of, as I said, look out for each other, but off the field as well. You know, we get on very well as individuals, which it definitely helps.
It's
when
a
you go
vital.
to the field, yeah. And we set up a social committee, for instance, to kind of encourage that off the field cohesion, and I think it's paying dividends, because when we step on the field together, we are one unit.
Yep.
And it is great to be part of, and it's great to see as well when we're sitting on the sidelines.
Yeah, and the cricketers don't often need a second invitation to set up a social committee, let's be honest.
But yeah, I mean, it is true in general, but I myself have decided no more alcohol for me. So less excitement there on the social front, but there are other activities to do.
Quite right. Keep yourself fit and healthy for as long as you possibly can. As Mundra comes in this final over of hers, way down the leg side. Dividia was tempted to have a swish at that. She had got something on it. There's nobody behind the keeper, so it's a free hit if you like, but she didn't manage to. Into the end of the 17th over now. 85 for 5. 100 plus is certainly the target now for Finland. As bowler takes her time at the top of the mark just to steady herself and come in. A little dab down into the offside. There's going to be a chance here. It's a good throw, and she's gone. Yeah.
That's out.
Surely. That is out, yeah. Looked for all the money. It was good fielding, and one thing I noticed there, which you often see in all forms of cricket, particularly juniors, but no panic there. Just as gentle underarm throw. Some would try to break the stumps down, but calm under pressure there.
Exactly. Again, that's something that we have worked on. You know, minimising panic. Like, a lot of the time you have more time than we think, and obviously panicking just makes you make the wrong decisions, makes the execution of whatever you're trying to do more difficult. So you know, relaxing, as I said, just makes it easier to do things properly, and that's something that's been drilled into us.
Yeah, and just looking, using your eyes, knowing what's there rather than head down all the time. So good stuff. So another wicket falls, 85 for 6. The run rate in this day of symmetrical statistics is exactly 5 and over again. So Finland some way short of where they would like to be. We've got Mira Sastamoin come in now. She's going to be at the non-striking end, and we have a return for Dab Holka, who's one of those we were talking about earlier. The bounce she gets from a very high action as she comes in, and that one's a lovely ball. Just outside off stump, bounce through to the keeper. Very difficult to play. So third over now. This one's up in the air. Falls between two fielders. we had an incident yesterday, I believe, with one of the Estonian.
First choice wicket keeper, unfortunately, suffered an injury when she got hit in the ball, in the head with a ball. I mean, she stayed out for a few more overs, but I think it caught up to her at some point.
And how is she?
So she's feeling better today, thank God. But you know, keeping her rested, hydrated, and just making sure she makes a full recovery. There's no need to rush her out onto the field.
So it was it the ball that had hit her? It's the keeper, was this?
It was the wicketkeeper, yeah. If I remember correctly, it came off the Estonian bat as they tried to push it round the corner, and then smacked her.
Oh dear. You don't take any chances with head injuries. Well, we wish her well. I'm sure she'll be getting all the care she needs.
Yeah.
And hopefully, will she play any further part, do you think? Just wait and see.
We'll wait and see. We'll wait and see if she feels much better for the second game. But as I said, no need to rush her back out onto the field.
Quite right too. Full toss, pulled into the onside. They're going to push now. They're going to have to push make these ones into twos, but that's terrific fielding. Really quick off the boundary to the ball. Throw comes back in. No chance of a second. And again, terrific in the field. 87 for 6 then. 2 overs left. Let's see if Finland can push on to that magical 3 figures, which will, just for a batting side that has struggled, is quite a psychological advantage, isn't it? Just getting to those 3 figures.
Yeah, absolutely. It just gives you that boost. But yeah, staying in double digits will be tough to take for them. But I mean, I'm not going to feel too sorry for them, to be honest, at this point.
No, you must be generally very pleased with this performance so far, as we see Medagoda come into the attack. This is turned around the corner and hoisted for a 4 behind square on the onside, and Mira Sastamoin gets herself underway with a terrific shot, or rather takes herself to 5.
It was a good shot. I mean, at this point they don't have much to lose, might as well go for it.
No, and they're just finding a gap, isn't it? That's one thing that's been difficult for them to do, I've found today, is find those gaps. So Medagoda goes for a boundary off the first ball of her 4th over. That one's looping up and just teasing the batter. You find those balls that are just dip above the eye line are always quite difficult to pick up, aren't they? And they tend to. We saw one earlier that dipped on Stella Sheridan, the opener from Rajan.
Yeah, exactly.
And probably with a bit of spin on there as well. But they're always difficult to play.
Yeah, this is why I found it difficult yesterday with the concentration, that you have to concentrate on every single ball. Cricket for me is a concentration game more than anything. And if that dips even for half a second.
Chance here. And a wicket. Caught a mid-off. Yeah, just spooned up into the air, really. She had to have a go at it. And Sastamoinen goes 5 to her. She played one nice shot for a boundary, which she should be very proud of, but just not quite getting hold of that one and spooning it up into the air for a straightforward catch. The 7th wicket falls at 91. Sometimes I find as well, cricket, when you're batting, sometimes it's easier when you're just left to do things on instinct, when you don't have time to think sometimes. Slower balls give you a bit more time to think, don't they, and change your mind and all that kind of thing.
Yeah, slower balls, you have to get your timing right. But yeah, with the faster pace balls, you don't. I mean, obviously you need to time it right, but as you said, you have less time to think. You're just going at it, and you don't even need to try that hard because you can use the pace of the ball.
Exactly.
Whereas with those slower balls, you need to get everything correctly, otherwise it can really mess you up.
And that is, that's the challenge of playing a lot of good spin bowling or slow bowling. As the bowler pulls out of run, new batter is Kula, one of the sisters, Anchal Kula.
So you have sisters. You might not have mother and daughter, but you have sisters.
We have, yes, family. She just turns that into the onside. Oh, they've gone for a run, and this is suicidal, and indeed it is. Let's see, though. Did they cross there? Because this could be quite interesting. Because if they didn't cross and Unhale is given out, then she on 41 is obviously the big source of runs for them, and I think it probably is going to be her that is given out. That they don't think they crossed, so an extra bonus for Switzerland there.
Wicket for Switzerland,
yeah, good innings. She's batted pretty much all the way since the first over, and she walks off 41 to her name. She did her best to glue the innings together, and she's done remarkably well when quite a lot of wickets are falling around. The 91 then for 8. And yeah, just a little bit of miscommunication might have kept her out there for a few more deliveries where she could have swung the bat. As it is, we've got 2 brand new batters out there, and of course that's always very difficult. And Medagog's got a tail up now as she's coming in to bowl. That's down the leg side and a wide. It's 18.4 overs gone, still under 5 and over that run rate, 4.93. Cross-batted swipe at that one. No connection. It's one of those shots who's shaping for, looked like a played-on possibility there. Tough now for these two to really open up when they're new to the crease. Numbers 10 and 11 again, a bit of a swish at that one, no contact. And the end of the over, 19 gone then, 1 left, 92 for 8.
Yeah, it's looking good for us to keep it under 100.
Yeah, that was your target, Natalie. You said that's what you would want to do were you out there in the field. That's certainly what you'd be aiming to do, and it looks like you might accomplish it as you get away from one of your teammates out on the pitch, who's Dabholka, who's going to go in for her final over. She's been very impressive as well, I think.
Yeah, got a good arm on her.
Quite difficult prospect, tall, gets bounce. Look at that, straight over the top of the stumps.
Great delivery.
Yeah. So 5 more of those, please, will be your request. Absolutely. I think. That's up in the air, just over the head of the keeper, who outstretched a hand. They're not going to take the second. No, they are going to take the second, so they're going to have to get the skates on here. A bit of confusion in the end, but 2 was always on, surely, and they've got no choice, really. 94 for 8. Put that down as a chance? Probably not. Probably over the head of the keeper.
Yeah, I think it was slightly too high.
Again, on the money. Lovely bowling. Just what you want at the death. So 3 more of those. And job done, you would say, for Switzerland, certainly, as this one is hoisted in the air straight to the fielder at short square leg, and that is the 9th wicket down at 94. And the task now for Finland is just to see out the whole 20 overs with 2 balls remaining. Yeah, great joy amongst the Swiss team, as you can see there. You're living this vicariously, Natalie, from the commentary box, but at least you've had the, given us a great insight into, how your team has played this innings. You'd be very confident of chasing this down, won't you?
Absolutely. I think whoever opens is going to be, as I said, very relaxed. We'll try and, not make stupid decisions, obviously, with the bat.
Could be all over now. Direct hit would have been, but they get through for a single.
But nonetheless, there's liberty to kind of play with a bit more freedom, I think, with this target. So I think the message would be that go out there and have fun. Obviously, do your job, but have fun with the bat and, you know, wrap it up.
Final ball, what should be, and it's another terrific delivery from Dabholkar to end that. 95 for 9, Finland end, and as you heard Natalie applauding there, quite rightly, a terrific performance in the field by Switzerland. Finland just never really got into gear, really, apart from Divija Unhali, who made it into the 40s and stuck the whole innings together, really. But it was just a bit of a struggle for Finland, having lost the two openers quite early, as Natalie was saying to us, very much two of the batters that they wanted to target earlier on. So 96, they kept it under 100.
Very chuffed with that.
Good. And your plans and your strategic thoughts very much fulfilled there. 96 then the target it will be in about 10 minutes time. Natalie, it's been terrific having you on. Thank you so much for taking the time.
Thank you for having me, and thank you for listening to me waffle.
No, it's been an absolute pleasure and a great insight. We wish you well from here on in. We'll be back on air in about 10 minutes for the resumption of the second innings and to see if Switzerland can chase down that target of 96 for 2. Welcome back to the Kerava National Cricket Ground here in Finland as Switzerland are about to get underway in their innings, chasing a target of 96 to beat Finland for the second time in this tri-series between Finland, Estonia and Switzerland. And if they do, they will be 3 from 3 as Unhali starts with a wide down the leg side. The batters for Switzerland are Leila Pickard and Franziska Kumberg. Kumberg, who is the keeper at the non-striker's end. As Pickard faces and just defends that one from Unhali, who batted superbly well for Finland, getting into the 40s in the Finnish innings, which just didn't really get into life, really. Divya Unhali 41 from 52 as she bowls this next one, and it's just defended out into the onside for no run. And we hope for those who joined us in the first innings that you enjoyed the contribution of Natalie Sansaya-Clark, one of the Swiss squad members who's sitting out this game, having performed well for her side yesterday. We'll be talking with Maja Skamans of Cricket Finland, the team manager for the Finnish Bears, at the end of this over. Well, she just readies herself in the commentary sauna here in Finland as another dot ball is played out by the Swiss on a glorious afternoon for cricket here in Finland. Perfect conditions, I'd say, for playing, as this one is speared down the leg side and there is no run. A wide give, well, I say no run, wide given. No run off the bat. Switzerland 2 without loss then. Chasing 96. They won the toss earlier on and decided to ask Finland to have a bat as Unhali goes around the wicket and beats the batter with a little bit of bounce. So a good start. She came on quite late on in the Estonia match earlier on, which Finland won convincingly in the end. I think she came on something like the 12th over, but aerial chance possibly, but it evades all the fielders, and Switzerland gets some runs off the bat to start with. Leila Pickard picking up a couple. That was slightly airish for a moment, but that's the end of the first over, and Switzerland in their pursuit of 96 are 4 without loss. As I said a little earlier on, we had Natalie Sansaya-Clark with us from the Switzerland national squad. Maja Skamans, well known to those among cricketers in Finland, is with me now. Welcome, Maja. Nice to have you.
Hello.
We've heard this afternoon from Dave Robson, who is a development officer and team manager with the Estonian team. We've heard from Natalie from the Swiss team, and now Maja can come and give us her input and thoughts on the Tri-Series tournament so far. Just to let you know that Leah Martin is going to bowl the second over from the Kerava end, running towards us as we speak. So a tough innings for Finland, that first one.
Well, absolutely, and now as in Finnish we would say jännät paikat, so you know it's exciting to see what happens, but yeah, a bit nervous of course.
Yeah, Switzerland, as I say, unbeaten so far. First one from Leah Martin is aerial towards the fielder who can't get a hand on it, and it's run past her for 4 runs. And Kumberg, who looks big and strong, picks up a boundary with her first delivery. They just didn't get going, Finland. 2 early wickets.
I know. Yeah, it was tough. Switzerland clearly has a tight field, and you know we sort of didn't quite get there.
Yeah, very experienced side, Switzerland,
yeah.
But all this is fantastic experience for the Finnish team, who were terrific in their first game earlier on today, beating Estonia quite comfortably in the end. But they'll be learning an awful lot from this. But Switzerland certainly the team to beat in this tri-series. If they win this, they will go top of the table with 6 points. And might just explain to us as Martin comes in, and Kumberg has a big hack at this one over the head of the infield, and it's going to go for 4 more runs. The format of this series: round robin stages, 3 teams play each other twice.
Yes.
And then
we have a final with the top 2 tomorrow.
And that will be 6 o'clock tomorrow.
No, that's earlier. I think. I'm sorry.
Earlier.
I think
5 o'clock. We'll get that confirmed for you.
Sorry.
But the key is come earlier and be here all day, and then you'll see everything. There we go. Martin in again. That one's a bit more of a loopy delivery, outside off stumps, given as wide. But how has it gone so far from Cricket Finland's point of view this series? It's been terrific from what I've seen.
It's been fantastic. I think all these 3 teams are quite close to each other, so it makes the competition even better. And been really happy with the development of our team as well.
Looks like another 4 here to Kumberg, who just waits on the ball, allows it to bounce, and with a cross-batted shot pulls it into the onside. And she's not hanging around. She's already up to 12 off 3. But we were talking earlier with Dave from Estonia and with Natalie from Switzerland how important all this international competition is for everyone's development.
It's absolutely true, and for us, of course, this is the first time that we're playing T20I, so...
Yeah, and it is worth repeating that these are T20Is, meaning that these are official ICC sanctioned internationals. There's another boundary. Is that picked up as a boundary, or she managed to get it? Good fielding in the end. Just get home for 2 there.
I think it's a 2, yeah.
Yeah, these internationals count towards the ICC ranking, which is very important in the long run because, of course, your position within that ranking...
Yes, absolutely.
Demand or dictates what kind of funding you might get from the world governing body.
Yeah, and for us, this is like starting the ladder.
Another 4 to Kumberg, who's really on fire here. She's picking that gap. They're going to have to plug that because she's big and strong, and she really hits the ball well. So already she races. What's her extraordinary strike rate she must be on already?
There might be some changing in the fielding at some stage.
Yeah, one would hope they try to block that gap off her. She's at a 360 strike rate at the moment. This one is wider, outside off stump, given a lot of air, and she doesn't capitalise on this one. So clearly leg side is her strength. End of the 2nd over, and already Switzerland chasing 96 are 23 for no wicket. But just talking about the bigger picture of this, Switzerland, we were lucky enough to have Swiss youngsters come and play our Finnish juniors. Now the Swiss women are here as well. It's been a massively important summer of international cricket for Finnish cricket generally, and we've got, of course, men's tournaments to come as well.
Yeah, and another junior tournament still to come up. So yeah, a lot of effort into these sort of, I guess you could call them development squads to start with, but you know, getting into the international stage, so that is an absolutely massive step for us.
Divija Unhaleen again, round the wicket but down the leg side and the wide. And the willingness and the organisation it takes for teams, I mean, Estonia is obviously very close, but even that takes a lot of organisation on their part to come over. Switzerland as well. This one is aerial, just popped into the offside. There could be a chance. A direct hit would have been out. Good pick up and throw. It was aerial for a moment. We couldn't have been blessed with better weather.
Oh, indeed. Only a couple of weeks ago it was completely the opposite with hailstorms and everything, so yeah, very happy.
Well, the Swiss were saying how nice it was to come and enjoy a lovely summer, and indeed the Estonians, because it's not been so clever down in Estonia this summer so far. Only a couple of hours across the Baltic, of course. But we have the men. They'll be playing against Estonia as well for some T20Is coming up as well.
Yeah, the men are actually travelling over to Estonia, so.
And there'll be some sort of appearances by Latvia and Lithuania. They won't be full internationals, but again, for them, that's vital, because that they see Estonia and Finland as a level they now need to reach.
So it's a great cooperation across the region anyway. So both with Baltics and Nordics. So
down the leg side, and her favourite shot, Kumberg. She's picking up another 4 here. She just loves that one, just helping it on its way back with a square on the leg side. She's absolutely flying. She could win this on her own at the moment. She's absolutely flying. 22 for 9. The pitch here, despite the fact we've had a lot of very dry and warm weather, looks in great condition, the whole playing area, doesn't it?
It's like a carpet. It's beautiful.
A big shout out to Steve Law, the groundsman here, for the work he's put in. And here she goes again into the onside. There is a fielder out there, but it's not going to trouble her. It's a couple of ounces. It's another 4. And Kumberg is not or not hanging about here. She's got an appointment, I think. They want as much rest as possible between this and their next game, which is underway at
6 o'clock, I think.
6 o'clock, or yeah, against Estonia. So Kumberg, who kept wicket, she's happy just to defend this one though. Better ball from Divija Unhale to end the over, and Switzerland are flying after 3 overs, 33 without loss.
Yeah, we do need a wicket.
Yeah. So just to explain as well, so we talk in terms of development with this squad, because obviously putting Finnish Bears women's team out is fairly recent development. It's keeping the squad intact, which is always difficult as well, and managing players. And so are you learning lessons from that, having to put out squads for this?
All the time. So there's a core group within this squad who have been playing together for some time, I'd say a couple of years. However, we've had new players coming in within the last year, but I think the biggest step was when we managed to do a regular training throughout the winter, which has really helped us get to this stage.
Oh dear, it's like misfield and fumble. This could go out to the boundary again. There's a chase for the field. I think they're going to cut it off before they get back. It was aerial again. But even talking to the Swiss there, they say just creating a family almost. That's the hardest thing that's got to be sustained, isn't it?
Yeah, and we've been really lucky for this series to have help from men's Bears coaches, and they have brought in their expertise and their experiences. So the team is already praising them, saying that this is all the difference that sometimes you need. And it is a Bears family, like you said.
Absolutely. And Estonia saying the same sort of thing, really. And this one is carved into the onside again. It should only be a single. But interesting talking with Dave Robson from Estonia about the cooperation that we have, and how the pair of us help each other out quite well, certainly in terms of women and men's development. We have juniors from Estonia coming in August as well. But, how actually for us two as countries up here in the north of Europe, we actually punch way above our weight in many ways, don't we?
We keep doing that, yes, indeed. Yeah, and the women, we actually started working together first time more than 10 years ago, when we first had a series for a couple of years, but then, it's...
Picard just helping herself 2-1 into the offside, chasing the wide one and just guiding it for a single.
Yeah, so there was a bit of a gap a few years, and then we sort of started again in a couple of years ago, and it's been growing, and we've been travelling backwards and forwards, playing each other on different levels, and yeah, it's been proved to be really good.
Right, she's gone to her favourite area again. She won't pick up a boundary this time, though. It's well fielded by Rea Kula. I think he's number 38 out there. That's Pragati out there. She didn't quite get hold of that one, but she's clearly looking for that area. 4 overs gone, 40 without loss, and they are well, cruising at the moment, Switzerland. And I think we're going to have a bowling change. This will be Rhea Kula. Talking again to Switzerland and Estonia, one of the most promising aspects about all this, talking about Rhea coming on now, a fantastically talented young player.
She is.
Switzerland at 16-year-olds, couple of 16-year-olds there, superb. There's Victoria Frey in the Estonian, so very young. She's got a sister as well who's coming through. I mean, this is vital, isn't it, that we get the youngsters coming through. And actually it was Natalie from the Swiss side telling us how much some of what you might call the veterans or experienced players actually learn from the youngsters as well.
Yeah, I think it's very much the same here as well, and Ria has been part of the squad now for a couple of years along with her sister Anchal. And then of course we have in the waiting soon to be 15-year-old Mari Kojo, who's also, you know, Finnish herself, so really looking forward to having her in the squad again.
Yeah, she's been a part of the junior setup as well, and another exciting talent. So there's plenty coming through, and it's all about generational, knocking on the generations, isn't it? And this is why it's been so exciting to see this this weekend.
Yeah, I think, like you said, this is vital to all of us, and it is really important that this opportunity of organising it is there, and we have the ICC sanctioning.
Yeah, very good ball defended, given some respect there by the batter Leila Pickard to Rhea Kula. And of course Finland next year, another big summer in the offing of European cricket.
Yeah, indeed.
Plenty more on all fronts, juniors, women's, men's, as well as the domestic leagues, of course, as this next delivery is just cut into the offside for a single. And Switzerland just have taken the pressure off themselves here, really, with that blistering start, 42. They can ease their way through this now. Finland are going to have to just rely on wickets, I think. So they can pick up one of these two. Probably Kumberg would be the pick, because she's hitting it to all parts. And here she goes again, but that's straight to the fielder. It's well fielded. Good.
One of the key factors I think that has happened with our team is the energy that they have managed to put together, and it's goosebump stuff. I keep saying, you know, just watching them. Yeah, okay, they might not win all the games, but they're still on top of the spirit.
Yeah, and this is vital. You can train as much as you like, but you've got to play matches, and you've got to get that experience and be out there and see how others do it, learn off each other, but also get that feeling of what it's like being in a game situation, which you can't replicate.
Exactly. Yeah. And I think Estonia has probably the advantage in that sense, that they have managed to play more of the international matches. So we are only sort of starting on that. But we've got the Nordic tournament to come to look forward to at the end of August as well this year. So
tell us about that.
Well, Nordic cooperation has been going on for several years now, and we have a Nordic calendar, or Nordics Plus even, because Germany is part of it. And so we have tournaments for men and women so far, and juniors are coming up as well. So the women's tournament is now for the third time, and it's going to be held in Denmark. And we're travelling there to play the other Nordic countries and Germany for the first time.
Wow, that'll be fantastic. Denmark, one of the stronger sides in women's cricket. They were here a couple of years ago.
Yeah, they were.
And very long, proud history of cricket in Denmark, of course, as Kumberg tries to help herself to another boundary down the leg side, but that's a wide. Germany very strong in cricket these days, certainly the men's side over the last few years have grown in strength, and there might be an injury here. I think the keeper has taken one.
Yeah.
Is that Hyen? Hyen behind the keeper. What was it? A ball that?
Something that it seems that it probably hits her in the abdominal area.
We had an incident yesterday, didn't we, with the Swiss keeper?
Yeah, unfortunately she got hit on the helmet and had a minor concussion. So that's, but she has recovered.
Good.
Which is good to know.
Yeah, Natalie was telling us from the Swiss squad that she's okay, just resting her, not rushing her back, quite rightly.
Yeah.
As the players take an opportunity to get a drink, because it's quite warm out there now. I'd say it's probably about 27 degrees.
Something on those lines, yeah.
Yeah.
It is every moment, every opportunity there is where want to get the drinks over.
She seems to be okay. Very capable bowler, Hyen herself, but she's been nursing a bit of a long-term injury. That's why she's not bowling and she's keeping instead.
Yes, and she's done a pretty nice job as a keeper now as well, so quite happy with that.
First ball from Martin's third over is just knocked into the offside for a single. She's into her third, as I say now. 0 for 28. Picard, the one on strike. She's very much the quiet partner of these two. For now, anyway. As she goes on after a full toss into the onside. She'll pick up a single, which will bring the dangerous Kumberg onto strike. Now, what they're going to do in terms of this field, she's hit at least 3 fours down at this backward square leg position. There's one fielder there, and there's another one just wider of her to her left at more or less deep square leg. So Martin has got to try and keep the ball outside off stump. Not quite that far, because it's yet another wide, but she's got to try and keep that ball on sort of 5th or 6th stump, really, to avoid that shot down into the leg side. She's got hold of that one. It's going to be straight to the fielder, though, who fields well. And then he take a single. 48 without loss. 96 is the target. Last over of the power play. So Finland might... Oh, could be a catch. Oh, it's just gone over the head of the captain. That might trickle away to the rope. It's approaching it now. It's gone for 4, yeah. That was a shame. It was just probably a few inches above her head. Those are the little bits of luck you need to go your way.
Just a little bit too high, I guess, for the captain there.
50 is up in the 6th over. That's a good ball. Much better. Lena Pickard in 2 minds what to play there. As she comes in now, hopefully to finish this over, and that is outside off stump. That's a much better ball, much better line, and it's a dot ball to end it. So 6 gone, power play finished. Switzerland 50 for no loss, needing 46 more runs. It's the first time that Finland have played Switzerland.
Yes.
Yeah, this weekend.
Yeah. And I think Switzerland is quite new to the T20Is as well. So I think
from what they were saying,
yeah, they've just started this year, if I understand correctly. So yeah, but they've clearly done a great job getting this team where they are now.
Yeah, absolutely. And Natalie, who was with us earlier on from the Swiss national squad, telling us how they've deliberately gone about creating a sort of social circle as much as anything as well, so that they can feel like a team on and off the field. But change of bowling then. Trajilet Mulapati is coming on the captain. She pulls that one down, but Kumberg can't capitalise on that. You don't want to drag them down too short for this batter. As she goes up and over, backward of point, this won't reach the boundary, but they will pick up 2. So good running as well.
Yeah, like you said, it's a lot to learn here, and the game awareness and all that is absolutely vital.
It is. Even the Swiss Natalie, who joined us a little earlier in that first innings, was telling you the close game yesterday against Estonia, how that's taught them an awful lot about how to manage a situation that sometimes can creep up and take you by surprise.
True enough.
That's outside off stump and left alone.
Yeah, and even we weren't that far off yesterday against Switzerland, but yeah, today we were sort of probably fell a bit short on that.
Big clubbing shot, this one towards Martin, but she doesn't, or can't manage to get her hand on it. She's fielded it though, prevented it going for a boundary. It's only a single, so good sharp fielding in the end. Slightly aerial again, but she didn't time it that time. Power play over, of course, so more fielders can be outside the ring, but I think Finland going searching for wickets at the moment with this slightly tighter field. That one's going to pierce that infield though, and probably will run away down the slope to the boundary for 4. Layla Pickard gets in on the act now with the boundaries. Takes their run rate to over 8. On this chase of 96, Kumberg 35 off 22. Pickard starting to get into her stride now. That one is given a bit more respect. Dot ball, which Switzerland can afford, of course.
Plenty of time still.
Yeah, end of the over, 57 for no wicket.
Yeah, tough cookies, these ladies. We need the catches.
Yeah.
We really need the catches.
Yeah, just a few not quite gone to hand, and those are the little bits of small margins. But you never know.
It's cricket.
2 or 3 quick wickets. We saw what happened with the Estonia innings in the first game today. They got off to a flyer.
Yeah.
Going very well, then lost a clutch of wickets, and it really slowed everything down.
Exactly.
And of course, Finland's first innings, they were just losing too many wickets at regular intervals, apart from brilliant innings, I have to say, from Divijo and Halle, who stuck the whole thing together. Again, all about learning. Now, we have a change of bowling, and that first ball is a wide, and this is Anshal Kula, yeah.
Yeah, Divijo is very much, a trusted anchor very often. Of course, everyone has their days, and she was a bit frustrated yesterday, but today was different.
Yeah, she did well first game with the ball too. Only 1 wide she bowled.
She did, yeah.
So, experienced old hand. She won't mind me calling her that.
But she is experienced. She has by far the most experienced player in our squad.
And Shalkula, oh, that was almost a chance caught and ball. It's gone to the boundary. She got hold of that actually more than I thought.
Yeah. And I think it surprised the field.
I think
as well.
it did. It
they didn't expect that.
Because it was the kind of shot you'd be looking over towards the pavilion to see the ball, but it just happened to go straight.
I know.
And took them by surprise a bit. So she's carrying on with her habit of hitting boundaries. 39 off 24 she is.
Wow.
Terrific innings so far. Well bowled. Just dabbing that into the offside. They probably won't come back for the second. So the ages of the Kula girls?
Ria has just turned 18 and Anchal is 20.
So there we go.
Yeah,
Again,
they
very
started
young.
as teenagers,
Yeah,
both of them.
remember them very well. Terrific talents.
Yeah,
Oh, well, that's a good ball. Just helped on its way nicely. Played well.
yeah. Divija likes that type of shot as well. She likes the sort of tip and run if there's nothing else to hit.
Quite right. You've got to keep the scoreboard ticking.
Yeah.
So 64, just over 30 runs away from their target, and we're only in the 8th over. Wickets are needed for Finland. Oh, that was an appeal. It looked like it was going down leg side. My first instinct was to look to my left to see where the ball had sailed to. I like the Finnish pairs' sun hats, by the way. A nice addition to the squad clothing.
Yes, I think it's so far it's just for the men at the moment. So we are sort of waiting to get hold of them as well.
Well, we have one out there wearing one. Divija's sporting one, isn't she? I think there.
That's her own.
Oh, is it her own?
Yeah.
Okay.
It's yeah, we haven't received them yet, so we're looking forward to getting more.
I never enjoyed a sun hat when I was playing.
Yeah.
I was always a cap. They always felt too big on my.
Yeah, I'm not sure which one. I think I'll skip the cap anyway.
Well, yeah, coaches can wear the wide-brimmed ones.
And today and yesterday, you do need it.
Yep. Right, Mulipati is going to continue. The first over went for 7.
She's quite a consistent bowler.
Yep.
Mid overs especially, and
Another experienced player.
yes.
And those two we mentioned, Unhali and Mulipati here, you know, after that early fall of wickets, they consolidated very well.
Exactly.
But the bowling just wouldn't allow them to get away and accelerate.
This is the thing, yeah. Something for us to learn.
This one is targeting the offside again, Kumberg, but it goes straight to Sheridan out there in the field, who after I was going to say stellar performance, boom boom.
Yeah, exactly.
Their first name being Stella. Stellar performance in the first game, player of the match. Bat and but in the field particularly, she's hardly seen the ball actually in this innings, has she?
No,
the ball has avoided her.
Yeah.
And that often happens too. So it's about finding a way, quick single taken, finding a way to get your gun fielders into the game somehow, isn't it?
Yeah.
'67.
Yeah, Stella's usually the #1 keeper for us, but
Oh, this could be close. No, down leg side.
yeah, but she also has a niggle on her thumb, so she's avoiding keeping if she can. So, but she's also a fantastic fielder. So
Yeah, 2 catches and a couple of run-outs in that first innings. That first game against Estonia. This one's aerial again, just squeezed past the fielder. Just frustratingly a metre or two to the side of the fielder rather than straight to them. It's very hard in the field sometimes. Psychologically, you think it's not your day sometimes. You feel that way. You can't let it get to you though, and just keep thinking that a chance is going to come.
and this is very much what we've been talking about, and the team has been learning and doing a great job, in fact.
A vital part of cricket. Only takes 10 balls to take 10 wickets.
Yeah.
And that's the end of Mulipati's over then. 9 down, 68 with that loss. So good over, only 3 coming from it. So they've pegged things back a little bit more there, although probably a bit too late for it to make a major difference. But there was no looking through the Finnish innings. They just tied them down. The biggest over went for 10, and that was the 3rd over. And beyond that, there were very few overs where there were more than 5 or 6 going from the over. So while it was consistent, it was also meaning consistent loss of wickets, which is one of those things that slows that run rate down.
Yeah.
As Anshul Kula comes in, another good ball.
Nice one.
Turns away from the batter. Well bowled.
I think we had some unfortunate miscommunication, as you often do, so which lost some wickets far too early. So.
Yeah. This one is clubbed into the offside. Should only be a single.
It's nice to see the throws getting better and better with the women as well.
Yeah, that is one thing I've remarked on earlier, certainly compared to a year or two ago, the strength of the throws. That one is down leg side. We noticed that when Denmark came a couple of years ago and they were head and shoulders above the other teams in terms of fielding. And it was, again, something you say, that's the level we need to get at.
Yeah.
Things have markedly improved in that aspect. Single taken into the offside, which brings the dangerous Kumberg onto strike. She's 44.
She wants her 50.
Of 33, yeah. And she'll get there in double quick time if she can.
Yeah.
Have we? We haven't had a 50 yet so far in the series, no.
No, we haven't.
Highest score, probably. Oh, she's going for it big style. It's up in the air. Falls, of course, between several fielders. Highest score so far? Can you remember off the top of your head?
For a player?
Yeah.
No. I can't say.
Well, Unhale made the 40s in the first innings. It's probably certainly won yesterday at some point. Kula comes in with her leggies, and that one's just turned way too much and is called wide.
Yeah, we could do with a bit of a breeze here, I think.
Yeah.
Nice and sunny otherwise.
Just to give you an idea, we keep an eye on the extras given away in each innings, because everyone has talked about how the need to reduce extras is vital. Switzerland gave away 29, actually surprisingly, in their innings. Finland in one game are up in the 40s though, so that's something that needs to change really. But that's again something you learn over time. A dot ball.
That was probably the first match, I guess.
And in the and the first one today as well. But a learning curve for all of these. Well bowled. Pickard's just not quite sure what to do with those kind of deliveries. So it's a good over so far in many respects. As we come off for a little break, drinks at 10 overs, so halfway point, at least in terms of overs. See Switzerland at 74 without loss, and they are chasing a target of just 96. And hopefully you'll stay with us, Maya, for the next few overs until this is won by Finland with a remarkable double hat trick.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, we'll tighten the screws and.
Well, you never know.
Take the wickets.
Come on, someone could be a hero today. That's the way you have to think of it.
Yeah, you never know. You never know.
But it'd be nice to see as well a 50 scored. Kumberg is 5 away from that landmark. So we'll just have a little breather. Yeah, time just to regroup a little bit there for Finland. Just say, okay, come on, last chance now. Let's make the most of it. We'll see if there's going to be a bowling change from this end. Mulapati has had 2 from this end. Looks like we have a change.
Looks like Mira.
Okay, Mira Saastamoinen is going to come on to bowl. Come on, to take a couple of hat tricks. Field.
Maybe she's the secret weapon.
Well, there's always a golden arm somewhere, so why not Mira now? And she comes in. Number 40 on her back, sends that one down. That is almost caught. And we almost talked her into that. Goodness, it was, well, it should have been taken, really. It was a golden chance. And that would have been the big wicket too, as well. Kumberg, she just didn't get hold of that cut shot, and it sort of flighted to the fielder. So good start. 75 for no wicket. Same again. Very measured approach. She comes in slightly shorter and just defended. Straight on it though. She's straight on it, and that's absolutely key. You come on, hit the mark immediately. A chance and a dot ball.
Mira is one of our Finnish players, born and bred, and she's only started playing about it just over a year ago.
It's remarkable.
But then she has a very versatile athletic background. So.
Well, it's a good start to her over, and that's amazing. You think of somebody that's only started playing within a year or two, and here they are. And she's come on and bowled 3 pretty decent deliveries so far. Now she's bowling to Kumberg, who's in the 40s, eyeing that 50, who gives her a bit of respect with that one. 46, one shot will take her to the 50. That's gone up in the air over the keeper's head. Only a single. Nice little lesson here, somebody taking their time just to compose themselves at the top of their run-up.
Yep.
Just to think about it, visualise it. Often, sometimes like bowlers to go through the overs quickly because it can when you're on top, but often when you just need to take a breath and compose yourself, it's a good lesson learned at the top of your marker. She's in now. That one's dragged down though, and it's pulled into the onside. It will only, won't, is it gone? No, well fielded with a bit of feet out there on the boundary, and they'll take 2.
Yeah, Mira's come a long way with her bowling in just a few months, and it's really wonderful to see.
Well, that's incredible. I mean, she's come on there. She's not a single extra given away in there. First ball was a chance.
Yeah.
2 dot balls as well. 5 only going from it. So terrific start within the context of everything else. What they're going to choose to do at the other end, though, it's, I think, going to be Anchal continuing.
I think so.
Yep. For her 3rd over now. She gives that plenty of air. It's down leg side, so it's going to be a wide plus an extra run. Better ball, turned into the onside. And a single taken. Kumberg back on strike. 3 more she needs for a 50.
They have these on-field shouts that the team has practiced and chants, which is fantastic to watch because it's also keeping up the spirit.
Can you tell us what that meant?
That was just go Suomi, so Suomi being Finland in Finnish.
Of course.
Yeah.
Right, she moves to 49, Kumberg. She's one away from a deserved half century. She's played very well. And she just respectfully blocks that back to the bowler. Cool again, she's going for the hit. That's dribbling out into the up to mid-on, no run.
Did they run 2 on the in one of the? Did they take any runs earlier on? Sorry, I missed that.
Which, well, yeah, we'll check back in a moment as Kula comes in and she's having a swing at this up in the air. She could go on 49, she has. Oh dear, for her, how frustrating, and she holds her bat on her head. Oh, you've got to feel for her. She's going to kick herself. Oh, she's absolutely livid with herself. Her first wicket falls. Well done to Anshal Kula getting the wicket there, the first one to fall for Switzerland, but she's
hitting herself on head as well.
Yeah. That was a shame for her, but success for Finland. How often does it happen? You get into the close to a milestone. But she's batted terrifically for 49. A shame she couldn't go that one extra for a 50. But Finland strike a little late, unfortunately, at 84 for 1, just the 12 needed. But she's won the game for her side there in this innings. Terrific stuff, and she's getting plenty of pats on the back and high fives from her teammates in the tent away to our left there. So new batter comes out. This will be Sri Kumar. .49 at a pretty healthy strike rate as well for Kumberg, off 41, so 119. That was her slowing down, to be honest. She was at a strike rate of about 360 earlier on in that innings, but terrific stuff from her. So Divya Sri Kumar is the new batter. Oh, and she fiddles at that one. Good ball. Little bit of bounce and turn there. And a nice end to the over. And a wicket taking over as well for Anshal Kula. Well, that'll do her confidence a lot of good. Bowling to somebody who's well in the 40s and picking up the wicket. Doesn't matter when they come. They all count. So good for her. 2 overs, 1 for 19.
I didn't see who actually caught the ball, but I don't know. Did you see it?
That was caught, I'm trying to read, that was caught by a sister.
Was it now? That's good.
So there you go, keep it in the family. Saastamoinen coming in, she's down the leg side with that one, unfortunately. They're going to pick up a leg by here. Good thinking.
Oh, it's a wide.
Yeah. So the wide plus the extra run. That's a shame, because her first set of 6 were terrific. She just strayed down leg side there.
She'll do her routine again.
She goes through it, and this one floated up to the batter and beats her in the end. Well, imagine if her sister had dropped her when she was on 49.
Oh no. Yeah.
That wouldn't have gone down well at the dinner table tonight.
Yeah. And their dad will be watching on the deck, so he'll be super proud today of the goal.
Well done, Dad. Yeah. Single taken there. 87 for 1 brings Pickard back onto strike. She's been there since the start, of course, 22 off 30. Just the 9 needed to win. And respectfully defended again. Good, nice to hear a bit of chat still out there. That's good.
There is, yeah. This is something they put their minds into as well, so to kind of practice that too.
Yeah, it's something you do have to practice.
Yeah.
Slightly short of that one, but she's not tempted to go for the pull this time. So apart from that wide, another good comeback in this over. We've gone wide, dot, 1, dot, dot. Should have come on earlier. Well bowled again. Good stuff.
They'll be trying to get as close to 20 overs as possible.
Yeah, and that's important, you know, keep them out there for as long as possible. Finland's day will be done today. They're not taking part in the final game, which will be between Switzerland and Estonia.
Yeah.
This one is another chance over the head of the fielder. It was aerial for a moment. I thought they were in business, but another good over. Very good indeed. 88 for 1 after 13. Well, the way they were going, this could have been finished after or before 10 overs. So to keep them out there, as you say, for as long as possible is an important discipline.
Yep.
Because you can always say what could have been afterwards.
Yeah, yeah. And of course, yeah, you've got 20 overs to play, so you try to play the 20 overs.
Exactly. Bandari's now coming on for her first.
She's quite a late addition. She used to play a couple of years ago when we had a representative team, and then she's been away, but now she's come back, and it's been nice to see her back in the squad.
Yeah, good, and she starts with a dot ball. This one is pulled into the onside though, straight to the field. A good piece of fielding out there, throws a little ropey, but the pickup was good at the first attempt, so only a single. $89 for 1. Down, oh no, just tickled around the corner for a single. 90 for 1. So they can do it in a shot now. Not sure what that was.
I was wondering the same.
Up in the air, but short of the fielder. Good pick up and throw. Another single.
Yeah, that was Ria again, so Angel's sister. It's funny how you start recognising the players also from the style of throwing.
Yeah. Down the leg side, called wide. So another one to the total. They're within a boundary now of victory. Switzerland, having won the toss and put Finland into bat. They restricted them to 95 for 9.
Is that it?
And that could well be it. That is a 4 to end the innings. We think. What's happening? That surely is that.
Oh, okay. They were just waiting to confirm, I guess.
Finally called for, and that is that. Switzerland win quite easily in the end. They get home by 9 wickets. And they had, what, over 5 overs to spare as well. So, comprehensive win for Switzerland. They make it 3 out of 3 in this tri-series now. So they top the table and probably have booked their place in the finals, one would think.
Yeah, I don't think there's any doubt about that.
Yeah, no.
Yeah,
I'm just thinking mathematically if there was any bizarre equation which would mean they couldn't, but I'm sure there isn't.
No, I don't think so.
So safe to say that they are in tomorrow's final. They've done their job, and comprehensive it was. Finland, again, lots of promising, good stuff in there, and just struggled with their innings, haven't been put in, and losing the 2 early wickets.
Yeah.
Probably 2 of their stronger batters as well, going quite early, which put a bit of a stop on the innings. But terrific innings from Unhale, who made 40 odd, and some promising bowling efforts there, despite the ease with which Switzerland made it home. So Switzerland go on. They have the next game up as well against Estonia, starting in an hour or 2, and well, we'll see if they can make it 4 out of 4. But for now, Maya, thank you for your company, and thank you for all the work that you've done to organise this terrific event.
Yeah, and congratulations to Switzerland, obviously, and I'll need to go and see my team.
Good. Right, thank you very much. No problem. And well, thank you to those of you who've listened in and watched. We'll take a break now. The on-air feed will be back for the start of the final game, which will be Switzerland against Estonia, with Switzerland looking to make it 4 wins out of 4 in this tri-series. For now, though, thanks for your company, and we'll speak to you again soon.